better not be whistling at me, boy. I mean, good evening, W6BBS72.
N7 Whiskey Tango, AA6S, Able Able 6 Sugar, 555, Visalia, DMO6, N7WT, AA6S, over. Mikey. Well, 6NYC, AA6S, he was F5 on my meter and just went away.
Oh, hang on, I'm trying to find out why the amp is not keying up. Stand by.
Roger. 7WT and 7WT, N7WT, AA6S, over.
He's calling you back, Bill, but he's weak.
Yeah, he went away here. He was super strong there. He was calling CQ. I don't know what happened. Must have been an airplane.
Shoot, even I was hearing him on sideband, just barely in there. K6USY DMO6.
K6USY, WA6AAJ. Hello, Aaron.
Oh, good evening. You almost caught me with food in my mouth. So, no worries. How's it going?
Going good. Yeah, I was kind of doing the same thing. That's why there was a delay. Anyway, I'll let Mikey get...
Yeah, I've lost him again. See if you can pick him up, Mike.
N7WT, N7WT. This is WA6AAJ, Delta Mike 06. Over. Okay, Larry, N7WT. 7WT, Roger the 5 and 8. Your signal came up. Your Q5, 5x5, came up for a little bit. It's up and down really quick, but I got you. N7WT, WA6AAJ, Delta Mike 06. Over. Roger, Larry, the Delta Mike 08. All right, 73, and maybe somebody else can get you.
Yeah, when he said 73s, he came in good here, Mike. N7WT, AA6S, 5 and 5, 55, 55, over. QSL to 57 to 58. Good signal. Delta Mary 06. Thank you very much, Larry. Thank you very much. Able label 6 sugar. 73s. Thank you.
Tell him he's checked in, okay?
If you copy Larry again, you're checked in. Mikey says you're checked in. N7WT, AA6S, you are checked in. Over. I didn't hear a reply, did you, Michael?
I just walked out of the room and came back in.
It doesn't matter. He's checked in, that's all. Doesn't matter. He'll get it. Just you can say it once, Mike. I'm sure he's copying you better than you're hearing him because you're running a lot more power. Over.
Okay, Roger. That was still Larry, right?
Yeah, Larry, N7WT. Just tell him he is checked in. Mike's rotating, but not rotating toward him till the end of the net. Over.
Okay, very good. N7WT, WA6AJ, Mikey has got you checked in. You're checked in, and he's rotating towards probably Bay Area. Anyway, he'll be back later. Over. Oh, he's gone anyway.
Okay, I think he knows he's checked in. He must be on a short fuse here. No problem. We might also get KE7UQL when we get up that way. Anyway, thanks, guys. And I got everything working all of a sudden. When I first came in the shack, I couldn't make the rotator work. And for some reason, it had been turned down speed-wise to 0. So it was just barely trying to turn the antenna, and it just wouldn't go. Left enough wind, it just wouldn't go. So I realized after a few minutes here that I've turned the speed up, and now it's working fine. In the meantime, Judy and I walked down to the tower to make sure everything was wired and no ripped cables or anything. Everything was fine down there. So I thought, well, I'll just run the net and let you guys do the tough ones up that way. But it looks like I can rotate now. Then I came in the shack and somebody had turned one of my switches off that turns on the 432 amp. I didn't realize it. I thought everything was turned on. Anyway, just not a good start for the net here. But I'm pointed south, and we're going to try for N6SWR. N6SWR, Ben, I wonder if you're copying us down there. N6SWR, K6MYC, calling and standing by. Over, Ben. Rob, are you here, KM6SRR? Okay, Rob must be working late tonight. Okay, very good. So far, I've just got you, Bill, you, Mike, 727, and Larry, 657, and myself here. So let's see, is there anybody else that wants to check into the 432 net? I am pointed south at the moment, but I'll come around. We can try for a Tascadero. When you talked to Ron last night, the night earlier, did he say he would be on Thursday or not?
I I thought he said he'd be here. I'm pointed south now. Let's see if Ben comes back. If not, I'm going to rotate the antenna back.
7-2.
I'll catch you. 7-2. Sorry about that. I remembered you. Yeah, go ahead and give Ben a call and see if you can drag him out there.
Yeah, Roger. I was calling Ben. Apparently he's not hearing me.
N6SWR, right? The thing that's baffling me is he was texting Rob last week, and he couldn't hear you. He couldn't hear anybody. Well, that just tells me he doesn't have the feed line hooked up right. So hopefully in this last week he's had time to make sure he's got the feed line hooked up right.
Yeah, he should hear me on a handheld.
Oh yeah, I mean you could work him with a wet noodle hanging out the back of the antenna connector.
Yeah, I'm coming around towards Ron there and see if he's around.
Okay, I'll go toward Ron also.
Should be about there. W6QUI, W6QUI, AA6S, you around Ron, over?
K6USY 1079.
Okay, we got you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. I'm going to sit here and finish eating my dinner. K6USY.
W6QUI, 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 AA6S, over. No go there. I'll come up to 300 degrees or 295 and see if KW6S is there. KW6S, KW6S, AA6S, over.
Okay, are you hearing anything over there, Bill? AA6S, also K6MYC, looking for W6QUI. Are you down there, Ron?
I didn't hear anything from Ron. I heard Aaron there break in.
Ron was not going to be here tonight. He won't be back till Sunday.
Okay.
Good evening to you there, Aaron, USY. And I pointed towards Tom and didn't hear anything. I called there a couple of times, and it's like a dead carp. Best thing I've heard tonight was Larry. Go ahead.
Well, it's not a problem. Frank broke in and did talk to Ron on 432, and Ron said he was not going to be there Thursday night. So we don't have any Ron tonight, but I didn't know that. So no Ron, no problem, and KW6S is out of town until next Sunday night, so we won't get him either. So the best thing to do is go right into the Bay Area and see who we can pick up there. So I'm heading now toward the Bay Area. AA6S, thanks for the try. WA6AAJ, thanks for the try. Thanks for the info, Frank. W6PBS, got you checked in. I got K6USY logged in. Good evening, Aaron. And I'm pretty much sure I'm pointed sort of toward the Bay Area. Yeah, looks like 285 at best I can read it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Who was the ham that passed away that you guys were talking about last night?
That was Russ, K6 Echo Romeo Fox, K6 ERF. He was 199.
Okay, was that the same Russ that checked me in at the GX convention last year with all my QSL cards?
No, that's Russ Benson. That's K6 Kilo Lima Yankee. They were good friends, but otherwise no connection. Over.
Okay, very good. Just I didn't want to get it screwed up. All right.
No, you're okay. To my knowledge, Russ, K6 ERF, didn't do any of that. He's just been a good long-term VHFer. I used to work him when I lived clear over in San Martin when I had KLM Electronics, so he's been around a long time. That's a shame to lose him when they're that experienced and that old and so consistent and so much loyal to the bands here. Thanks for asking, Mike. K6 WA6AAJ, K6MYC, pointing toward the Bay Area and opening it up for any check-ins from the Bay Area for 432-100.
Hello,
Okay, did I hear a Course Gold station?
Yeah, WB6JNT.
Okay, I got you, Dane. Very weak at the moment, but I got you. WB6JNT, and then I heard another one. In the Bay Area. So go ahead and if you'll give me a longer time in the Bay Area. Well, this is the antenna that may have a problem. This is the antenna that had all kinds of weird directions last week. So I'm not sure where it's pointed. I forgot to go out and check the calibration. So whoever it was that called in, give me a little chatter, and I'll see if I can find a peak on you. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, Mike. KD6S okay here, Mike. Yeah, you're pretty weak. I'm not sure you can hear me, but I hear you. Just not very strong. Maybe 5, 4, 5, 3. Is that any better? KD6S okay?
W6 Papa Mike, I hear in there. W6 PM, I think it was. Stand by the CW, W6 Papa Mike. Stand by, stand by. Oh, PQL, okay. We got you, Jim. Okay, let's see. Fred, let me see. You didn't talk long enough. I went south and you got weaker, so now I was going to go north from here. Over. Fred, where did you go? KD6S okay. KD6 Sugar Oscar Kilo. KD6S okay. Where did you go, Fred? Okay, W6PQL, are you hearing Fred? Fred has just disappeared. Jim, who are you calling? I just hear your call, but I don't know who you're talking to. W6PQL, K6MYC. Who are you calling?
Nobody, Mike. I was just giving you a chance to get your antenna oriented in this direction. K6MYC, W6PQL, and we have on frequency KD6SOK and also WB6JNN.
Okay, well, I can't get Fred to come back to me. He was there, and he was pretty good copy. He said I was a little weak. And I said, okay, but I turned back to him, and I got him back to where I was, and then he stopped talking. So I wanted to go further. I'm up at 300 degrees for you, so maybe this antenna is screwed up. And I made a mistake over the last couple of days. I didn't go out and look at the heading. I didn't try to calibrate it. I knew I forgot something. We only had 6,000 things going on here. Anyway, it may be out of calibration, but you're pretty good copy here, Jim. And I'll log the other two fellows in. If you want, you can shoot it over to KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, or better yet, I'd rather get Fred established here. So I turned it to him twice and he didn't come back, so I don't know what happened to Fred.
Okay, well that's why I gave you the CW, so you could get your antenna oriented a bit on me, and from there you can certainly find Fred and also Jim, WB6JNN, who's also on frequency. So let me, first of all, Fred, don't go away. Let me turn it over to Jim, who I am hearing just a little bit better. WB6JNN, go ahead. Gotcha, Mike.
Let me put it this way. Jim is not coming in the same direction as PQL, so Jim, you've got to give me a little more chatter. I got on you, but started to get toward you, but you quit talking. WB6JNN, go now. Okay, 6MYC. What the hell is going on here tonight? Jim, W6PQL, can you still copy me?
K6NYC, Willie Baker 6, Juliet, November, standing by.
Yeah, I hear you, Jim. WB6JNN, K6MYC, but I'm way off here. If it continues to be off, but when you came back, when Jim turned it to you, you didn't come back right away, so I didn't think I was pointed right. I heard nothing. So I still haven't had a chance to really peek on you, but I'm peaked now at 310 degrees, and I'm copying you, so I won't worry about it too much. So I'll figure it out as we go along here. Something's really screwed up this evening because some people are pointing right where they should be and other people are not, and that's what's blowing me away here. WB6JNN, K6MYC.
Yeah, Mike, you're coming up now. 657 is you're coming up here now. Well, propagation is involved as well. Anyway, hopefully WB6JNN, Willie Baker 6, November, in San Jose is standing by.
Okay. Well, I didn't try rotating that time. We've got you. Let me see if I can have Fred to make a transmission. Can you hear Fred, Jim?
I did not hear Fred come back to you. I think he may have left.
Well, we didn't even get a transmission back and forth. Why are people leaving before we get a chance to even make a contact here?
Very weak at the time.
I didn't get that.
You were very weak at that time. You were very weak here. Maybe you a 5-3 at that time.
Well, that's why he should stick around till we get sorted out here. He knows he's got to talk long enough for me to find him. Okay. Well, we won't belabor it. Got you, Jim, and I haven't heard KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie yet. Let me get him logged in here.
Okay, KB6WFC, W6PQL. Give Mike a call there, Mr. Daly City. He's calling now, Mike.
I hear him, but he's not readable. Okay. Back up to Q3, Mike. Readability 3. Very weak at this evening. I've got a carrier on here. Aaron, just stand by, guys. Stand by, everybody. Just stand by, please. Aaron, are you handy? I need you to turn on my notch. I've got a tone on the frequency. Something is creating a tone on this frequency and it's making copy on the weak signals difficult. Over.
Yep, I noticed that, Mike. Give me a second here. Don't transmit for a second.
You're too high with a notch.
No, I know. It's the software is being kind of laggy right now. Give me a second here.
787, Give me the Bozo number again. 77 what? What was your number again? 77 what?
Okay, that should be blocking it out now. K6USY.
Yeah, it sounds, you've got it notched out, but the audio is pretty rough, but I'll make the best of it. Okay, somebody broke in with a Bozo number. I heard 778 or something, but I didn't get the whole number. Please come in again. K6MYC, Bozo 47, calling and standing by. Over.
WFC is 775. Is that what you heard?
I don't know what I heard. I heard 77, but I couldn't get the rest of it. It was too weak.
Yeah, that's probably Mike up in Daly City. That's what I heard.
Okay. Yeah, I've got him logged in. He's just in and out here, very much in and out, but I don't know. He's not copying me, obviously. Over. Jim, let me ask you a question, PQL. How much power should I be driving your amplifier with? It looks like it needs to have a little bit more than 35 watts. Over.
Well, I think you've got a 3 dB attenuator in there, so 35 watts is about right, but I wouldn't depend on the power setting you're seeing on the 9700. It's not exactly accurate unless you've measured it against something, but you can drive it with up to 20 watts, Mike.
I can do what?
It's got a 3 dB attenuator in there, but you can drive it with, well, like right now, mine is, hang on, let me look at my setting. I'm driving mine with 30 watts.
Okay, that's 30 watts showing on the 9700.
Yeah, that's right. 30 watts on the 9700.
Well, I've got about that. I can go up a couple of notches. Let's see what happens. I don't think it'll... Okay, maybe more like 40. We'll try that. Don't seem to be heard by many people tonight, and I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm hearing everybody, but they're not hearing me.
Yeah, 40 watts won't hurt anything. That'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. Let's try again. Mike, where are you? Try a transmission again. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. Over. No, he's not copying me.
Yeah, he's not in there right now. Mike up in Daly City is still on frequency? I am still on frequency. Okay. Yeah, Mikey, he just doesn't have a pass right now. He's not hearing you either.
Well, I'm hearing him. I heard that whole transmission.
Mike in Daly City, are you hearing Mikey? Mike says he can hear you occasionally, but not all the time. No sense fussing about it. That's the way it is.
Yeah, well, he must have some noise there, not a good preamp in the system or something. Okay, no worries. Just people aren't coming back to me one after the other, and I start to wonder what the hell's going on. It I guess it's other people's noise problems and lack of preamps and stuff like that. All right, no worries. Here we go. Let's see. Who else do we have in the Bay Area? K6MYC Bozo Net.
KB6BA 900, over.
KB6BA 900. Thank you, Oliver. Who was the other one?
Kilo 6, Whiskey India Sierra.
Okay, I got you, Paul. Stand by. KB6BA, go ahead, Oliver.
Okay, yeah, you were weak earlier, but now that you're peaked up, you're pretty strong. Maybe a little bit of QSP. Busy in microwave projects today. Went out for a hike and it's back to the low 60s weather in the Bay Area. So our heat wave is over what done with. K6MYC, KB6BA, over.
Okay, how's the signal now? It should be down, over.
Yeah, it's down a moderate amount, over.
Okay, well, I need more chatter from you because I can't get the antenna to go back and forth. You're making the transmissions too short, over.
Okay, here you go. Here's KB6BA, Kilo Bravo 6 Bravo Alpha, 230-4321. KB6BA, Sunnyvale, California, for the Bozo Net on Thursday evening, 1234-4321. K6MYC, KB6BA, over.
Okay, that should be better. I'm still back to 311. So it must be something in the antenna system that shifted here. Got you at 311 and a PQL at 311 to 315. So this is loud for me, over.
Yeah, you're plenty loud here.
Okay. This pattern is very narrow, so I have to go in little increments. I can't just sweep the antenna across because it goes so fast that you just peak up and you may be in between words for 10 degrees, over.
Yep, well, if I get your new model of your 49er, the new version, I'll have to deal with that narrow beam width as well, as over.
Yeah, that will be true. The alternative to that is stack some of the little shorter ones. That's the best way to go on for terrestrial stuff as far as I can see, but that's okay. The 49er will be good. It's on hold temporarily. We're so buried at work, Matt can't get back to it. So, and two of the fellows, one died. ZMW had one on order and he passed away, K6ZMW. And then the other guy canceled his order just a few months ago. So we only had one on order and still on order, but that gentleman is willing to wait. So we're not in a panic to get it into production with the new technique. I want to do it as quick as I can, but Matt just can't get to it. He's buried, and I apologize for that.
No problem. So this is the new version that doesn't involve manually recentering each element of new design, correct?
Yeah, Roger. You don't have to touch the elements. So you'll touch the elements in pieces that are about 20 inches long sections, and you just bolt them down with 3 screws on the boom in their appropriate place, and you're off and running. So there's no measurement, no nothing. You just put the boom together, put the element sections on the boom, put the driven element on, and tweak for the best batch, and you're off and running, over.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely look forward to that. Got a lot on my plate, but I'll keep that in mind, and thanks for the update, KB6BA.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Oliver. All right, let's see. I'm in the Bay Area, probably right down the middle for Oliver, as he's in the middle of the Bay Area. QRZ, K6MYC, Bozo Net. Anybody else?
WA6AXX, no traffic.
Okay, you're very weak. Holy cow. But let me do this, Paul. Ed, hang on a second. I forgot to get Paul in here. K6 Whiskey India Sugar. Go ahead, Paul.
Thanks, Mike. K6MYC in the group. This is Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar, putting out 200 to 300 watts here. You're coming in great signal here into the foothills, Mike. 5x2 to 5x3, and solid copy. How do you copy me, over?
Yeah, you're solid copy. Good 5 and 3, or at least. I don't know. I don't see the S meter, but you got plenty of margin. And do you have any other check-ins tonight? How about the guys in Clear Lake, over?
No relays for me, no relays. I haven't pointed towards Clear Lake yet, over.
Okay, no relays guys at this point. No reason to do that. I'll go up that way shortly. We're just about done with the Bay Area. So let me get it back to Ed, see if he's got anything. I know he has no traffic, but sometimes we have a couple of little things to pass back and forth. Maybe I'm pointed too far north for you, Ed, but you're as weak as I've ever heard you, over.
Okay, you came up to like 10 over 9, so you're doing fine. Nothing else here, just listen WA6AXX.
Okay, well, we'll get you listed, and I think it's probably just a calibration issue here. I should have done it earlier this week, but I forgot about it. It's easy to do. I just didn't get to it, or forgot to do it. Okay, let me write you in here. Stand by. Okay, just to confirm, it's been a long time since I heard it from your lips. 773, right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure I wasn't losing it here.
Great.
What's that?
I said you're doing great. Remembering my number, no problem. You're doing great.
Thank you. I know the number. It's a good number, easy number for me, because my birth date is 1937. So anything with 7s and 3s, I can usually stumble through, over.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to come up with some good combinations.
Yeah, that's for sure. Paul is easy to remember also. His Bozo number is 637. So that one fits in also. I don't ever have any trouble with his number. Okay. Now, let's see. Is there anybody else in the Bay Area before we move on up to Oakley? K6MYC Bozo Net, Bay Area.
November 5, November Papa Delta. Brett Newman, 1129.
Okay, I hear you there, Brett. Hang on. I'm not probably pointed quite at you. Let's see. N5. Give me the call again, Brett.
November 5, November Papa Delta.
And 1129, did you say?
Affirmative.
Okay, well, I remembered your name anyway. We're doing better. Good to hear you, Brett. I'm probably not quite on you at the moment, but I think what I should do at this point is recalibrate my my antenna controller here. And I can do that quickly. If everybody would just stand by about 30 seconds, I'll reprogram it, and we won't have to do all this hunting and searching. But when you're off 30 or 40 degrees from what the heading says, it's hard to track people. Stand by, Brett, and we'll pick you up in just a second. I'll try to come back. Well, what I'll do is I'll leave this heading where it is, and then I'll move a little further north for you, as I think you're more up the middle of the valley here. Stand by. Very good. I got it programmed, and I'm going to call this 287 for what it's worth. I can probably tweak it later, but close enough. So, Brett, let me just check one more time. Anybody else in the Bay Area before I peek on Brett here, K6MYC? I think we're good. Okay, let me come up on you, Brett. Give me a little chatter, maybe 15 seconds. Over.
Very good. Thanks, sir. Yes, you're pointing towards San Jose, Indian Planting Blade, He's directly west of me. There's the hills there. So anyhow, yeah. So yeah, this 70 centimeter size is a little noisy for me. So I think in the next few weeks I'll change that out. I'll just get a dedicated 70 centimeter and point it that way, and then I have a new 2-meter one. I'm going to stick up on a mast with a rotator so I can play around with that. So we'll have some different sounds here in the next few weeks. So.
Brett, did you turn it back to me?
This one's fixed. It's just pointing towards Fresno, and that's all I can do with this one until I get the rotator up there and do something different.
Okay, well, I'm only copying at Q4, so it's difficult for me to tell that you're stopping and waiting for me to talk. So for now, at least, until we get better copy on you, please, when you're changing over and sending it over to me, just say K6MYC, this is N5PBD. N5, November Papa Delta. Go ahead, and then I'll know it's my turn to talk. I just don't believe where I'm pointed. Are you west or east of 99, Highway 99?
K6MYC, this is N5NPD. I am west of 99. I am about 5 miles east of Interstate 5, and probably if you were going to point somewhere from the Fresno Madera area, you'd point towards Los Banos, maybe more towards where I'm at. I'm just right there on the Merced County, Stanislaus County side, and right there, yeah, kind of you're pointing towards Los Banos from your area, you'd probably be grazing right across me. Over.
Okay, are you running vertical or horizontal?
This is NYC, N5NP. This is horizontal. It's that dual band version. It's a 2-meter with a 70-centimeter, and you told me that it wouldn't work very well. So I've learned that tonight, and I will change that out in the upcoming week. Over.
Okay, this is that little thing you bought from DX Engineering, made in Italy. It's got all the antenna elements are horizontal according to ground now. Both 432 and 2 meters are parallel with the ground. Is that right?
That is correct. Yep, they're both in line. They're horizontal. So I'll swap that guy out. I'll put a 70 pointing that way, and then I'll put I got a 2-meter here in the garage that I got. What's the company? M2 M squared, and I'll put that one up here next week on the rotator.
Okay, what's the model number or the element number in it?
I don't remember. Two something MX or something like that. It just came the other day. I have it here in the box. I haven't built it yet. Over.
This is a 2-meter antenna, 2M9FM. Is it a 9-element?
I'd have to look at it. It's a 3 or 4 element, 2M4X or something like that. And I'm just going to stick that up on to the house and have that on a rotator and point it around. But then I'll pick something up from the same company on the 70-centimeter side, and I'll just point it that way. So we'll clean up the communications here in the next few weeks. Over.
Okay, well, I appreciate you buying from M Squared. That's my company. I own it, so you might as well know I own the company, so I'm slightly biased. I think we make some of the best ones out there for gain and everything else. So I designed the antenna you have that you're going to put up, but anyway, never mind. But I appreciate you buying it and trying the M Squared line. I think you'll like it. Okay, let's see. I still am concerned I'm not pointed right because I had to go back to the same heading I was even after I recalibrated the antenna. So I'm pointed at, where am I at here? 200 and... No, I'm at 323 degrees for you, which is way off. So I'm just baffled as to what's going on here, but that seems to be where you peaked. For now, I'll let it go. I'm going to go back to where I think I should be, and I'm going to call N6RO and see if he can copy me, and then I'll peak on him. I know where he is. Thanks, Brett. Good luck with the antenna upgrades and stuff, and if you need any help on any of that, you're talking to the horse's mouth here.
Very good, sir. Appreciate it. Yep, we'll get these up, and I'll probably have one up by maybe Sunday, and we'll start over, see what we can do. It's all learning. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Yeah, okay, very good. And we can maybe recommend something for 432 here for you that won't break your budget, but could actually probably go right on the front of the one you have there. Okay, 7-3 for now, Brett. N5NPB. PD K6MYC. Okay, I'm going back to 300 degrees and call N6RO. Are you copying me tonight at all, Ken? N6RO. I'm beaming right now at 300 degrees, which is where you should be. Over.
Yeah, K6MYC, N6RO.
I gotcha. Perfect copy and pretty loud. I haven't peaked on you yet, but you saw me turn from 320 or 330 down to 300. Did it come up?
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
That's why I can't understand why I was copying the guy in Newman, which is south of you and west of just a little east of Highway 5 as you go up from Modesto in that area. So I'm baffled at why he's offline so much, but maybe I missed a peak on the first round here. Anyway, good evening, Ken. Hopefully you made it through the day. It was a nice day here. It warmed up, and we did quite a bit of weeding and other things today, and we made some headway on a whole bunch of different fronts here. N6RO, okay, 6MYC. Did you just stop talking?
No, I'm on the little antenna, the L.
Okay, give me some more chatter so I can see if I'm really peaked on you here, over. You did now. I can't even hear you, so I don't know whether you're not hearing me or you're not transmitting or what there, Ken. Give me a longer call. N6RO K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO. I'm back on the long road. To work you on the little elk, but I don't have the amplifier line for that. So, you hear me now okay?
Yeah, I hear you. What did you say you're on?
Yeah, I'm on the longboat.
Okay, I thought you had a 4-to-1 reservoir here.
It's only 3-to-1, but it's plenty. The amplifier trips at 100 watts.
Okay, well, you're very good copy here, so let me just see if I'm pointed at you correctly. So I know I copied you on the little elk, but I couldn't tell what you were doing, switching back and forth there. I'm pointed right at 300 degrees, so I'm going to listen for you. First, I'm going to go a little north, and then I'm going to come back on you. I think this is the peak. I had to recalibrate the whole system here just a few minutes ago, so I'm just checking how close it is. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're plenty loud here. You came up maybe 4 or 5 S units from the Bay Area to here. The elk doesn't, the 432 antenna does not, it's locked at 3-to-1. It's not changing like the 2-meter beam as I tried it out with a lot of power. It's not responding at all. So we got the holes dug for the new tower for the UHF stack and a guide post for the 40-meter tower. So we're moving along with the construction. It never ends.
Okay, this this should be pretty close. I got you pretty well peaked at 303, 304, so we may be off a tiny bit, but this is very close to where I normally get you. So how's it look for you on your side?
Well, it's good, but it's very rapid fading. 2 to 3 S units up and down, but you're Q5 all the time.
Yeah, well, that just happened. It was clear, and then all of a sudden the flutter fade came in. That's multipath, and I don't think it had nothing to do with where I'm pointing. I don't think it's just multipath that comes and goes. Sometimes that side scatter propagation propagates good, and other times it doesn't, and that's what creates that condition without even moving the antenna. Okay, good, Ken. Well, anyway, that's working, so it certainly is an improvement over the elk, even though it's got a 3-to-1 mismatch. So when you get that working right, it's going to be a steamer, over.
Oh, yeah, it was before the rains happened, but I'm wondering now if it really is moisture or there's something mechanical wrong at the feed point from the wind or a bird or something like that.
Yeah, probably not mechanical. There's very little that can go wrong there. You could have a broken driven element, but it would be not as good as you are here. So I think you're doing fine. I think it's just water in the feed line or in the block or somewhere in there. The block is filled with a dielectric gel. So when you unscrew the access cap to look into the connections inside the driven element block, you'll see a kind of a gummy, boogery stuff. We call it sheep snot. That's vernacular for silicon dielectric gel, over.
Yeah, okay. Well, when we make the transition to the new tower, which may happen, within a month, well, within 2 months anyway, we'll ask you again at the feed point.
Yeah. And of course, the driven element, the easiest way to check it, and it's on the website, but a very quick check, it'll tell you whether there's anything wrong inside. Other than water, which is unlikely because it's filled, so water shouldn't get in there because of the gel. A gel takes the place of air, which precludes water getting in. So the only thing that could happen was a broken solder joint, and it doesn't sound like that to me. So it's probably in the coax going to the antenna, probably more than anything. Anyway, it's a simple ohmmeter test. It's the best way to test the whole driven element is with an ohmmeter. And there's a little short tutorial on how to do it on the website, over.
It's good to know. I'll check that out and take care of it. It happened during the bad weather, 2 months ago, and hasn't changed since. So I think it's a PL 259 issue. Or a coax somewhere. It's end connectors up there.
Yeah, well, we have an end connector on the antenna, so you may have had an adapter there. And the adapters will leak if you don't tape them up real well. There's no seals in the adapters. So if you've got a PL259 anywhere in the system, that can also cause some unqualified or unnecessary VSWR. A PL259 connector, they call it the UHF connector, but it is not. And it doesn't have a flat response when you sweep it up at 300 or 400 mags, over.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've had my fill of problems with PL259. I'm pretty sure we had an end connector on the feed line, but we'll find out. We're going to replace most everything with 7/8 Heliax on the 1296 and LMR 600, where we have to have some flexibility to rotate or tilt the tower up and down.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Yeah, it should be fine. The losses on LMR 600 are not too bad. I run in 7/8 to both of those bands, but if you want to run LMR 600, it's not going to be terrible for terrestrial stuff. All right, I'll let you go. You've got some ideas in your head there, and we should be able to troubleshoot that real quick, because you can't do it when it's 40 feet in the air high.
Except that when we have that tower, we can let it down and work on the antenna all by myself.
Yeah, But there is one test you can make from the ground, and that is just take the feed line loose from the radio and put an ohm meter between the center pin and ground, and that should show a dead short, less the impedance or the resistance of the coax going to the antenna. There's a dead short at the antenna, an RF open, but a dead short DC-wise in the antenna with the ballon and everything in there when you hook it up. So you should see a dead short on the feed line, not more than 1 or 2 ohms, over?
Yeah, okay. We'll do that tomorrow and report back on Sunday.
So if that looks okay, it means that there's no broken joints inside the antenna, and more than likely it's just water in the feed line. But I can tell you, 1 drop of water in an end connector, and she's 3 to 1, over?
Yeah, well, that still could be the problem. And I can't get enough power into it to blast it out like I did on 2 meters.
Yeah, well, you're doing fine, so it made a big difference because there is some QSB, and I was getting into trouble a little bit with the elk on the down fades. All right, Ken, let you go. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Sunday night, perhaps. You got a contest this weekend?
What was the question?
Are you operating a contest this weekend?
I don't think so. There's a couple of minor contests that maybe there's some that's but our next big one is the 7QP, and then at the end of May, WPX CW, which is one of our major contests. Anyway, we'll see you Sunday, N6RO.
Sounds good. 73 Ken, N6RO, K6MYC, going to listen for anybody else while I'm in this direction and going towards Sacramento. Okay, hearing nothing. I'm going up to Sacramento. This should be pretty close for you, Darren. KJ6KFB, K6MYC. How about KO6KD? I'm off of you a little bit, over.
Roger, KO6KD 776.
I got you, and I'll come up on you there. I should have stopped it clearly. Was going to do that, I think, but I don't know whether he's done that or not. I was going to stop there, but I forgot. In any case, good to hear you. We good chat this morning for a little while anyway. I'm sorry we had so many things going. Frank was here, and we had decisions to make and on what we were going to do for the day and so on. So I had to cut it a little bit short.
It's going to be the norm, I think. Everybody's got stuff they're doing now with it being summertime and everything.
Yeah, pretty much, particularly when Frank is on a work day with me. Tomorrow he will be here, and so we'll have another one, but we know what we're going to do tomorrow. He's already got the plan, and we got half started or just barely started on it today. And then he'll probably finish that project up, and that'll be about it. I got to help him with this one because we're moving a barbed wire fence, and it's just a bitch if one guy has to move barbed wire. You can imagine one strand at a time, and it just goes all over the place. So I'm going to help him with that, and we'll both come out bloody and bleeding by tomorrow, over.
Yeah, I know about some barbed wire fence. My dad had a 3-acre ranch, not a big one, but we had lots of barbed wire and put them all in one post at a time. So I know about stretching fences and going back and mending them and everything. I did that years ago. So
KE6VON 1040.
Hear you, KE6VON. Adam, hang on.
Afternoon. So, alrighty, I'll let you move on. John's out here. Darren should be there, so I'll get out of the way. Good evening to the net. KO6KD. See you tomorrow.
Okay, Bill. I had another breaker while you were talking there. Understand about your background, so you know what we're on for tomorrow. Anyway, 7-3 for now. We'll see you in the morning. And hopefully you'll be able to get a little more sleep tonight. We slept good last night. Both Judy and I slept quite well last night. And even this morning, we woke up at a little bit before 7 and talked for a minute and then went back to sleep, and she slept until almost 8 o'clock. So she got a little more in, and I think that put her in good shape for today. We had a hard day yesterday. It was a good day, but we just were exhausted with all the things. It's also new to her that is even more than average exhaustion, because being in Fresno and traveling around and doing the hopping from one store to the next and all that kind of stuff, from one doctor's office to the next, that can be a little stressful, particularly when you don't know where we're taking you. 7-3 Bill. KJ6KFB, Darren, are you listening? Okay, well, I hear you, Darren, but I'm not getting readability. And I was moving the antenna a little bit, but right now the path is down. But I've got you logged in our KJ6KFB 759 K6MYC. Go in again. I'm having problems in my head with my rotator. It's mostly my eyesight, Darren. Should be back where we should be pointed pretty close to you, but I lost you. And I didn't know when you sent it over. I actually touched the wrong button on the controller, and it went off and went all the way up to north. I didn't realize it until I didn't hear anything, and then I looked at it real close, and I can barely see the numbers anymore. So I'm getting short-sighted here very quickly, unfortunately. All right, thank you. I'll listen for you again, Darren. KJ6KFB for your final K6MYC. Over.
Very good, Mike. Yeah, you finally found me. I can hear you now. You popped up to your normal positioning. With that, have a wonderful day. I'll let you move on. I know KR6MR is in there if you haven't talked with him yet. KJ6.
Okay, Q5 on that one. So we did get the peak finally. Okay, good, Darren. Thanks much. Have a good weekend. And thank you for your participation on a fairly consistent basis here. Hi. You know, you do the best you can. All right, I'll go up and get John, and we'll see what happens after that. Here we go to John. Heading up your way, John. There we are. Pretty darn close to you. KR6MR, K6MYC. How was that?
Good evening, Mike. Much better now that you're pointed towards me. KR6MR, Bozo 759. Did I talk enough for you to peak? Over.
Well, almost. I didn't get a chance to peek you. I just took all that time just to write you in. I was trying to write with the pen when it was closed. That's hard. Nothing comes out. Over.
Roger. Yeah, pen is really lousy tonight. You're pretty fluttery. Over.
Oh, you're getting more stable now and quite a bit stronger. Just the flutters up and down. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it goes away.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get down to the house and take care of some things. So it's good to check on the net, and I'll check with you Sunday night, KR6MR.
Okay, I swept back and forth across you, and I could not get rid of the flutter. Every place I pointed is just flutter. So we just have it tonight. It's a lot of stations have it, so don't feel bad. Thank you, John. Good to have you in here. Have a good weekend, and and enjoy the weather. I think it should rain tonight, perhaps, and tomorrow, and then we should have a pretty nice Saturday, Sunday, and next week should be even better. Take care. KR6MR, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. It's raining here right now, on and off, lightly. I hope it does not rain tomorrow. I got things I have to do. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, hopefully you'll get them done. I don't think this rain is going to be a terribly long rain. It doesn't look like it has a lot of meat in a lot of water in the clouds. They're talking about high percentages of rain, but not a huge amount. I don't think anybody's going to get anywhere near an inch. Over.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Is not a whole lot of rain. Anyway, I'll see you after Noah's Ark comes loose. K6MYC, KR6MR.
Okay, I didn't quite understand. You're going to see me after when?
I make a joke about Noah's Ark launching, but we won't have to worry about that.
What is launching LSR?
Noah's Ark. Noah and his Ark, over.
Oh, Noah's Ark, I see. Yeah, well, I don't think he's going to have enough water to slide down the ramp, over.
Yeah, anyway, I will see you Sunday, KR6MR.
I look forward to it, John. Thank you, sir. Night now, KR6MR, K6MYC. Anybody else in this direction? We should also be looking for Redding. Redding. If you're in there, give us some CW, Rich. CW, Rich. KD6SW. KD6 Sugar Whiskey. K6MYC, calling and listening. Okay, Aaron, if you're still listening, maybe I could just touch the button and turn the notch off now. Tell me which button it is. There it is. Okay. Sounds a lot better with the notch off. Notch is in there, but it's not serious now. I'm looking away from that direction. It must be coming from something in the house here.
Well, the funny thing is, we both have birdies tonight, but on separate frequencies. It's very interesting. Yeah, yours is low and mine's high, but it's because I have my notch on right now too. But yeah, you're not pointed at it at the moment, so I've been watching it kind of fade away as you're turning. So K6USY.
I think we're good now. We're good. Just that one guy in Newman, it was right peaking on him, I think.
Yeah, it was a pretty nasty one.
Yeah, it's been in the radio or in this location ever since I put the radio on. I had it in the previous radio as well, so it's somewhere in the house. I believe it's a computer birdie or something. It's very stable, doesn't drift much. It's always sitting right there on the wrong spot.
Yeah, I got a couple on 2 meters that like to move around, and every once in a while they're right in the middle of the pass band for the net, and then other nights they're not even there. So yeah, it makes things fun.
Yes, it does. Well, thanks for the help on that. Okay, let me see who else is in here. I don't hear any CW. One last call. Redding. K6MYC and the group listening. Over.
Kilo 6, Whiskey India Sugar.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, K6NYC from K6WIS. A lot of flutter and warble on the direct pass, but I'm copying you up to about a 5x3 there. 5x3 for you, Mike, over.
Yeah, well, I peeked on you a little bit. Did you ever try to get the guys in Clear Lake?
Negative on Clear Lake, over.
You tried, but they weren't there, or you didn't try?
Oh, no, I did not try, over.
Not a problem. I forgot to. I should have gone up there and called them. But I skipped over them. I may go there at the end, but by the time the end comes, they're usually gone by that time. All right. I don't hear anybody else. Let me see. KW6T might be in, but not likely. And 6RZJ, I don't know if he's got 432. I'm trying to think if there's any other 432s in and around your area there. Of course, we haven't heard anything from Fred for ages. I wonder if he's got some serious problem. I'm afraid that Fred's got some long-term illness that is going to keep him busy or off the air. I just get that feeling. He just seemed to be going from one thing to the other over the last 5 years, health-wise. K6 Whiskey India Sugar for your final poll. Good evening and have a good weekend. K6 NYC.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. K6 NYC in the group. K6WIS returning. Yep, just a few rain showers tonight, and hopefully the weekend will warm up and have some sunshine there. And good evening to John there, KR6MR. You were coming in pretty loud on the back of my beam at 5x8. Anyway, K6WIS.
Okay. I think somebody tried to put the notch back on, but they missed it.
No, it's back on. Yeah, your birdie's back.
Yeah. I'm almost better with the birdie when their signals are strong. Anyway, it distorts the audio for my ears a little bit. No worries, just leave it alone. We've already got Larry, but maybe we can get somebody else out of Nevada. We're done with the Sacramento area and beyond, I believe. Anybody else before we go to Nevada? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie in the Bozo Net. Over. Okay, nothing heard. Nevada, here we come.
95.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mike.
Good evening.
Oh, and Mike, I forgot to relay. I did hear John in there for a second, so K6MI was there. I don't know if he's still around. John, are you still around?
That's okay. I've got him logged in. Thank you, Aaron.
I'm going to go back to what I'm doing. KE6VON, good evening.
Okay, let me. Sorry we didn't get to you, Adam. I kind of got distracted there. KE6VON, everything going okay with you?
Oh, yeah, just staying busy, getting the shop cleaned and organized, and of course this is a busy time of year. People start hitting me up trying to fix all stuff, and I got trimmers, mowers, chainsaws, you name it, so keeping me busy.
Well, I guess you can't complain. Hopefully you make a few dollars on that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm actually going to start charging a little bit more now. I think I'm going to have to set a standard hourly shop price.
Yeah, probably a good idea. You've got all the time and energy and equipment that you put into it. You've got a pretty capable shop now. There's no reason why you can't be a legitimate fixer-upper there. You've got competition, but that doesn't seem to be like they're moving very fast. They got my log splitter. That's a small engine repair. They're on Highway 41 in Madura, I think just south of Avenue 15. But they haven't fixed my log splitter, and they've had it now for close to 2 months, and I haven't heard anything from them. I guess I should. The problem is I don't have wheels. I've called them a couple of times, but we always get either, we're at lunch or something, and I just haven't followed it up. It's as much my problem as theirs. So I don't think you've got a whole lot of competition if that's all there is. Over.
I'm very familiar with that shop, and that's a common problem. I don't recommend them to anybody because they're kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? To take their time and slap things together and don't really do it right. So I've had a lot of complaints, and I fixed a few things that they couldn't fix. So, but yeah. Well, if your log splitter gets to a point where they're not going to mess with it, let me know, and I'll work on it for you. Is it just the motor?
Yeah, it's a Milwaukee engine, and I think it's a good engine. It ran, and then all of a sudden one day it was running, and we split 2 logs, and we went to split the third one, and it just stopped. And my recollection, we tried to see if there was spark. We didn't do a very sophisticated spark check. We just pulled the lead loose and pulled the handle, but we didn't see anything jumping. So we thought, okay, no wonder the magneto was blown or something. Well, they said that was okay, but blah, 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 and I don't know ever after that. So what I may do is I may just take it back from them. When I get a chance to go down there, Rob or Matt, maybe we can get by there and just go and pick it up. It's on a trailer. We'll just tow it home. Or we can actually just tow it over to your place, and it can sit there as well as at their place. But it's standard Milwaukee. It's an older engine. It's probably 20 years old, but I think the parts are still pretty standard over.
Yeah, if it's only 20 years old, that's not that old at all. I mean, if you're telling me it was 50, 60 years old, I'd be like, okay. Might be time to maybe consider repowering it, but no, it's I'm sure it'd be quite easy to get in, diagnose, and repair. I'm sure the parts aren't going to break the bank replacing.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what I'll do if you're willing to tackle that. It's not rocket science, but I can't do it anymore. Matt doesn't have time, and I don't want to get Frank involved in it. He could do it in a pinch if we had to, but we'd rather not. So it's better if we let you do it, and then you could make some money off of me. I don't mind. I want to just get it back and get it working. I don't have anything. Well, I have some logs I would split through the summer months, but I was hoping to get it done before it gets too hot. I gave away most of my logs that were set up to split. They were stacked up in my backyard, if you will. And I gave them away because I didn't want the fire hazard that close to the house. I had 10 million BTUs sitting there. Okay, let you go, Adam. Thanks very much and for your patience. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you sooner because I did want to touch base with you. And I'll let you know what we are going to do on this chainsaw thing. We'll probably usually we have to call you beforehand to know when you're going to be there and can open the gate for us. Over.
Yeah, firm. Sounds good there, Mike. Just, give me a heads up and let me know, and be more than happy to check it out. So, all right, I'm going to get back to it and catch you later. KE6VON.
Yeah, one last question. If it doesn't work out conveniently for me, I could pick it up from them and just park it in your front yard there outside the gate. It's unlikely anybody's going to steal it. It doesn't look like much, and it's ugly. And so it certainly would stay there at least one day and a night. Over.
Oh, yeah, no, that wouldn't be a problem. Actually, I can just tell you how to open my gate. There's no trick to it. There's a button on the box that'll open my gate up, and then you can just drive right in and put it inside the gate.
Yeah, okay, super. It's just, I think it's an 1 7/8" ball. That's the only problem. If you got a 2-inch ball on your puller, on your hitch, you got to change it to 1 7/8". It's an old one. And I'm not, well, I'll make sure that the tire's pumped up before it gets over there. I think I got a very, very slow leak in both tires. I mean, these tires are like 20 years old. They're probably old as the log splitter. All right, 7-3, keep it going here. Thanks a lot, Adam. KE6VON, K6MYC.
Yep, no problem. We can always put new tires on it, too, if you wanted to do that at all. So, all right, catch you later. KE6VON.
Well, normally they don't get used. If a damn thing doesn't break, I don't care whether the tires are flat or not. Over.
I hear that. Yeah, I keep mine roadworthy because I do tow it now, and then I'll rent it out to people I know. So, all right, I'm out. KE6VON.
I don't even have a plate on the thing. I just tow it. I don't think you have to have a plate on something like that, do you?
Nope, those are not required to be plated. They're under the weight requirement.
Okay, cool. We were a little bit worried because Rob brought it over or picked it up from here and took it over to the small engine repair place. Yeah, they were a spin-off of, for heaven's sake, the Pinedale Saw Shop. And Manny used to run a tight shop. He always did really good work for me. I never had any problem with anything that Manny did there at the Pinedale Saw Shop. And these guys apparently worked there. So when we heard they worked there, we kind of assumed that they would be similar in characteristics, but they're, again, apparently pretty sloppy, and they don't follow up on stuff, and they don't call you, and blah, blah, blah. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Pinedale had a good name. I liked them, too. They did good work. So, all right, KE6VON.
You knew him. I knew Manny for 30 years, and I was very sorry to see him retire, and his son did not want to pick up the business. 7-3. Okay, I heard that, but I didn't get who it was. Say it again a couple of times.
That's John, Mike.
Oh, John, I can't copy him, but I can just barely. I got you checked in, John. I guess you were in early, and Adam checked you in. So you're good to go, John. Over.
Okay, yeah, I got my good to hear
Roger, 7-3. I should hear you better. I'm pointed almost north, but apparently we don't have the path tonight. 7-3, John. Thanks again.
He said he was pointed at Australia.
Oh, well, that doesn't help.
No, it doesn't, but of course I can hear him. So K6USY.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Well, I'm pointed up now toward Nevada. I'm going to take a quick standby. It's pretty late, but maybe we'll get somebody there. K6 MYC listening for Nevada, KE7UQL, N7WT we already have, but maybe wants to check in again. KE7UQL. Let's see, we did work KJ6 India X-ray, KJ6IX a couple of weeks ago with a pretty good signal. So I wonder if you're there tonight, Dale. Anybody in Nevada, come on in now. Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee Charlie, over.
712, KC5, DTU.
Hi, 712, off the back of the beam. Good to hear you. How are you doing today?
Doing well, Mike. Just got in here late and want to make sure I get checked in and let you know I'm still kicking.
Okay, got you written in here. You're in good shape. I haven't heard Rob tonight. Let's see, Rob should be in, shouldn't he? Was he going to be going somewhere tonight? I expected he would be here. Maybe he went to his sister's place in Hanford or something and forgot to mention it.
Well, Rob's at a Aries meeting tonight.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I think he told me about that, but when he tells me a week ahead of time, my brain doesn't last that long.
Yeah, I checked in with him via text. He said he's almost home, so depending on how long Nevada takes, we might be able to get him at the end, and then we can get a Bozo number for my wife.
Oh, well, that's what's holding the whole parade up, isn't it? Okay. Well, we'll drag our feet a little bit here.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
All right, the weather for your place says a slight chance of showers and then possible thunderstorms after 11 a.m. Partly sunny with a high near 59. Chance of precipitation is 60%. New rainfall between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch, except higher amounts possible in thunderstorms. So that's your prediction for your level. And at my level, the high of it is a possibility of a 1/2 inch, and I'm at an 80% chance of rain. Over.
Okay, you said 0.8, but you must have meant 0.08.
No, between 1/10 and 1/4.
Oh, 0.8, not 8 of 8. Okay, got it. 1/10 and 1/4, got it. Well, that makes it'll be nice. We'll have a little bit wet anyway. I'm going to turn on the sprinklers almost tomorrow. Anyway, it's almost a given. I got to run the sprinklers. We were out there trying to fertilize the roses today, and the ground was hard as rock already. We dug down 3 or 4 inches and didn't hit anything that even remotely looked like wet.
Yeah, no, I was just giving you your normal rain report, Mike. You normally get about 1/8 of a 1/4 inch when they're predicting a big rain. So there you go.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, we can only keep our fingers crossed. It wouldn't hurt to have a good wet here. A 1/4 inch would help a lot, just to wet the ground one more time before we give it away. Thanks for the update, Frank. I'm pointed toward Nevada. Does anybody up there in Nevada have an antenna for this band? I can't remember if KE7UQL has got this band working or not. How about it, Daniel? Okay, Larry checked in early, which means he probably had something going and he wanted to watch a movie or something. How about KJ6 India X-ray? How about you, Dale? Okay, nothing from Dale. He's been in here once on this band. Larry gave him an antenna that worked really well. And so I don't know He's probably just waiting to get the tower up there and put everything up and do it right. So I guess we're done for the evening here, unless anybody else can think of anything. Now let's see. We want to see if we can wait for Rob. Maybe I'll just leave the receiver on here for a few minutes. If you can leave the stream going, I guess you don't have to do the stream anymore if you don't want to, Aaron. It's up to you.
I'll leave it running. I'm not going anywhere for a bit, so I'm good.
Okay, well, so far I've got, looks like I got 19, not counting me.
Yeah, I realized about halfway through the net I probably should have been keeping track for Rob, but I wasn't doing it, so he'll probably end up listening to the stream later.
Yeah, okay, well, he's going to have to listen to a long stream, although we haven't had any real significant check-ins for some time. If I could give him the last 5, then he'll have to listen to maybe a half hour.
KM6SRR.
There you are.
Just got home. Yeah, what's the last 5, over?
What was the question?
What is the last 5 check-ins, over?
Oh, you mean you know the earlier ones?
No, he's asking you, Mike, give him the last 5.
I got it, but he isn't going to do him any good if he doesn't have any of them.
Well, I don't have to listen to the whole entire thing. I only listen up to where you tell me, over.
Okay, well, if I could read this, I could give them to you. Let me go get Judy, and she can read my log. Hang on. I can almost give them to you by memory here. Let's see if I can do this. We had K6WYS. We had him already, but you can put him on there. He was on earlier. And before that was KR6MR. Before that was KJ6KFB. Before that was KO6KD. And before that was N6RO, I guess, N6 Radio Oscar. 835, and then we kind of had a jumble. We did get Brett in there, N5PBD, 10 something or other, 1 something. I don't remember the numbers.
1129.
Okay. Now, let's see if I can go back a little bit before him. Then, of course, the regulars in the Bay Area, I'll just list them and you can put them down in any order you want. It was KB6RQU. Oh, and we also have Kerry in here, by the way, one of the last 5. Kerry's in here. KC5DTU, by the way.
You said KB6RQU. You mean Rick from down in Lake Isabella?
Oh, KC5DTU.
No, before that you said KB6RQU.
Yeah, we did not have Lake Isabella tonight.
No, he wasn't in here. I'm just trying to figure out what I said and what I was looking at and where I was in the run here. Oh, N5 KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie is what I was trying to say.
Okay, yeah, Mike, after Brett and before Kerry. Okay.
Yeah, and then we had W6PQL, of course, WB6JNN, KD6SOK, and WA6AXX. Too fast?
No, I'm writing.
Okay. That was it in the Bay Area, I believe. KB6BA. KB6BA was on in the Bay Area.
Yeah, Oliver, is that an AB or KB?
KB. Kilo Bravo 6 Bravo Alpha. Oh, somebody that checked in halfway down to the list here, pretty close to the end, was Mike, N6BYH. Over.
Okay, got him.
Yeah, it's sort of out of order with respect to the direction I was pointing. We also have WB6JNP in coarse gold. I'm just seeing if there was anybody else in coarse gold. I don't think so.
How about Dave, K6VG?
I did not hear Dave tonight.
Frank's in there, right?
Frank is here. Rob is here, KM6SRR.
Yeah, we had Adam, KE6VON, John, K6MI, and then, of course, me, K6USY.
Yeah, those are a good three. Go ahead with those. See, a lot of these came out of order, and that's why I'm having trouble remembering. And I can't read my log, but I'm trying to remember. And when they're out of order, out of direction, I lose the connection. But Adam's right; those were in.
And we had that N5 station out in Newman.
Yeah, I did give him that N5PBD, Papa Bravo Delta, 1029. I think Rob got that one at 1029. I think.
1129. Brett Newman, is that the one?
Yeah, Brett and Newman, correct, yes. And we did not have anybody else that I can think of in the Bay Area. And then back the other way, we did not have KUI. He was not in. KW6S was not in. He's out of town. No Lee, KB6LE was not there. Okay, then going back the other way, we tried for N6SWR, but nothing. So the local guys then would be the first one, AA6 Sugar, WA6AAJ, Mike, and Frank was in, of course. We got that already. There was somebody else in there working us north, or working south. Oh, I know who it was. It was N7 Whiskey Tango. He came in, and I didn't log him. I haven't got him logged here. I probably do have him logged. N7 Whiskey Tango, but I didn't work him. He came in early, and Bill and Mike worked him over.
Okay, well, that's good. It doesn't matter who does, as long as he was there, over.
Yeah, well, that's why I couldn't remember it, because it was out of order. I knew we had somebody else in there that we struggled with for quite a while. But I don't think there was any other ones. I did not hear WA6OIB, which I thought he would, but he did not show. Just trying to think of the regulars. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. Aaron, nothing pops up for you, huh?
Nope, I can't think of anybody else. K6USY.
Okay, put Mike in there, K6MYC, the net control for what it's worth. I just had a rough start tonight. I came in the shack and I couldn't get the amplifier to work. Well, the first thing I did, I came in the shack and then a rotator wouldn't work. So I just said, well, I'm going to call the net pointed toward the Bay Area because that's where it was pointed and I couldn't move it. I'm not going to go out to the barn tonight. I'm just not going to. I'll get somebody else to call those numbers. Well, then I got the antenna thing working because I realized that somebody had turned the speed to 0 or down to 1 and it wouldn't start. So I turned that up and lo and behold, it took right off. So that worked. And then I found a switch that was off that shouldn't have been in the sequencer, and that made the amplifier work. So that made me work. But I was I was figuring in the early starting of the net that I wasn't going to have much of a net here, but we did pretty good overall.
Yeah, it sounds like you did pretty good. I show 24 here. How does that sound with what you got?
Well, I must have left a few off, but you got some that I don't have.
Okay, well, that sounds good. I don't know if I should still listen to the net or not. When did it kind of die down there? What, after about an hour into it or hour and a half?
I wouldn't go. I don't think you have to. I think we got everybody.
Okay, I'll fly with that then.
Aaron says it's my turn. K6ZKA.
K6VKA. Good evening, and I don't know your name, by golly. I'm Net Control. I'm Mike. You probably know that by now. K6VKA, Victor Kilo Alpha. Have to come up with some phonetics for that. But she needs a Bozo number, Rob.
All right, you got one you were saving. You want to give that to her?
1100. Was it 1100 or 1200?
1100.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so Bozo number 1100, and it's K6ZKA, Kilo 6 Zulu Kilo Alpha.
Okay, yeah, phonetics help when you got a letter like that, as I did not hear the Z at all. Zulu or Zed. Zulu or Zed, ZKE. You can use the other ones without phonetics, but that Z is just a bitch. Pardon the expression. You've just got to use Zulu or Zed with it.
Yeah, those letters that rhyme with each other, they get you every time.
Well, it's not that. They all have the same sound. All the E's, there's too many letters with the E sound. You know, C, B, D, E, P. There's just too many letters that have that sound. And it just depends on how much interference there is on the band and how bad my ears are. Over.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I teach 8th grade, and so if they say things, and I'm like, wait, what? Especially when you get those similar sounding items. And here it's Brittany, and this is my first talking to somebody not my husband on the radio.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, we're happy to have you, but you give us your handle. You're an XYL, by the way. We used to be a YL, standing for young lady, but when you get married, you're an X young lady. So you're the XYL of the OMK6USY, if you haven't been told that already. But we need your name.
It's Brittany here.
You're going to have to spell that one, girl.
Bravo, R-I, Tango, Tango, A-N-Y.
Oh, Brittany. Well, that's easy. I didn't have any clue that it was that name. Okay, Brittany. One of my granddaughters' name is Brittany. Good evening, Brittany.
Well, it's nice to officially meet you, Mike. I hear your voice in here in my bedroom most nights.
Good thing I'm not in your bedroom. I'd have a big butt, a big foot up my butt if I was, I think, there. Okay, enough of that funny talk, Brittany. Nice to meet you. And we like to horse around just a little bit when the net's over. But pardon me, I'm kind of crude. Anyway, I'm 86, and I've got a right to be a little crude, I think, at this age. I've got a new girlfriend who's living here with me now, and her name is Judy. You'll probably get a chance to know Judy. She's not a ham yet, but boy, you know, I'm not going to twist her arm yet, but I think we're working on it. We're working on it. So first thing she's got to do is get her driver's license again. She let it expire a few years ago because her daughter was doing all the driving, but now she's capable. She drives around the property with my side-by-side and all that stuff, so she does a good job. I think she's going to be fine back on the road again, but, you know, we'll just take one step at a time. Brittany, over.
Oh, yeah, and don't worry about the crudeness, Mike. Remember, I teach middle schoolers, so I get it on a daily basis.
I'll bet you do. My daughter-in-law, that's married to one of my sons, whose name is Matt, K6KJI. Now, what the hell's Matt's call? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Forgot his call. He doesn't use it very much anymore, but he's got a nice call, K6. Oh, for heaven's sakes, it just slipped away. Doesn't matter. Tracy is also a school teacher teaching those middle grades, 7, 8, in that area, and she is just totally frustrated with what they're trying to force down the kids' throat these days. So she's quitting, and she's going to become a construction site manager, over.
Oh, yeah. If I was still at a bigger school, I'd probably feel the same way. But I'm at a nice, small school where we got 100 students for a K-8. And I have 10 whole students. And it's beautiful. And I love working out there. I get to see little bunny rabbits almost every morning walking in my classroom. And the little groundhogs, or not groundhogs, but gophers pop up out of the ground during softball practice to see what's going on. And they just, all sorts of nature out there in the middle of nowhere. And it's peaceful, and we get to avoid a lot of the politics that go on in some of these bigger city schools.
Yeah, well, she's down on the coast, just north of Vandenberg, but she's changed schools 2 or 3 times, but it keeps this creep stuff with the gender question marks and all that stuff keeps creeping into her area, and she just doesn't want to have anything to do with it, much less should it be something even expanded on in school. So she's just frustrated with it. But she'll be a good manager. She's a good, tough lady, and she's a good mechanic. She works on ATVs and rebuilds engines and stuff like that. And she's going to oversee the building of her own home down there in Napomo and work with the contractor. So she's going to become a manager, and she's taking classes in that format already. Brittany, I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to keep you. I want you to meet the other fellows, and I'll just shut up and let you talk around for a few minutes. But what a pleasure to have you in here. Aaron does a great job for us. It's a blessing to have him. And one of these days we'll see you at the club meeting, I'm sure. I'm not a member of the club because I just don't join anything. But I go to a lot of the club meetings, and I try to support them when I can. But my other affliction is I'm losing my eyesight, so I struggle a little bit here. Anyway, back to you. K6ZKA, is that right? K6 Zulu Kilo Alpha, K6MYC.
Yes, that is correct. And we will say goodnight to the net. We got some things to get done here before I go to bed here in the next 30 minutes or so. So that's K6 Zoe Kira Alice signing out.
Okay. Good night, Brittany, and thank you very much for joining us here.
Hey, Brittany, I have one question. KM6SR here.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening that close. What school do you teach at where you've got kind of country around you? Over.
Oh, I'm out down near Riverdale in Burrell.
Okay, yeah, I think I've heard of the town of Burrell before. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, we've got rabbits running around up here, the 1,000-foot elevation along Highway 41. Every morning I see them, and then tonight coming home I had to dodge a few in the driveway. We've got a 3rd-mile-long driveway, so yep, critters are nice. They kind of relax in and bring you back down to the earth. Over. I
got to say something about that. Judy and I were sitting on the patio last night about just before the net, around 7 o'clock, and we looked across the pool, and there comes Mama Turkey waddling up and eating stuff out of the grass on the lawn just on the other side of the pool. Wild turkey, the first one I've seen, and much less by herself, and just completely confident. She saw us over there. We were talking, and there was cats running around, and it didn't faze her at all. So that's life out in the country. Go ahead, Brittany.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a decent drive, about a 30-minute drive out there from the house, but when you're driving down the street and you see 5 or 6 hawks on the way in and a bunch of bunnies on campus, and we got a couple of cats to help with the mice running around, and I think yesterday or the day before I looked up and there was an owl in a nest on a telephone pole right next to the road, and those are just things you don't get in town at the big schools. You get maybe a flock of geese that leave nasty poop everywhere.
Okay. You can probably hear. Are you going to talk to us, Sparky? There you go. That's Sparky. I got 3 cats here. Erin, you're going to have to bring her up here one of these days. So put that on your schedule. You'll have to make a trip up on one of your days off that she can get in the car with you and come up and see our wonderful 40-acre place. I think you'd love it. So that's an invitation. It's open, Brittany. So there you go. Good evening again. K6ZKA. And back to you, Rob, for your final. I'm sorry I butted in there with the turkey story. K6MYC. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, that's okay. Yep, we've got stories. I hear the owls hooting every night and stuff, and we got bobcats running around and even the wild boar. So it's the way it is up here, and we enjoy it. It's good to talk to you, Brittany. K6ZKA, KM6SRR.
Well, it's good to chat with you gentlemen. Hear you guys on the regular in here with Aaron, and he's always talking about you guys too. And we'll catch you another night. K6ZKA.
73, Brittany, KM6SR. Hey, Mike, your son's call sign is K6KIG. Over. Mike, you still there? K6MYC?
I'm here. I'm picking myself up off the floor. K6KIG. I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you might want to know.
Yes, I do. All righty. I think we've done the net. I don't think we're going to get much more out of this thing. I'm still pointed toward north, but probably doesn't matter at this point. Good night, all, and we'll see you all Sunday night, if not others somewhere other and sooner. Who knows? K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, K6MYC, KM6SR, and K6USY. 73, guys. It's KM6SR going QRT.
Yep, good night, guys. K6USY DM06.